Hello and welcome. Today we're working in our managerial accounting course. We're working on chapter 20, the variable costing chapter, and we're going to get started with the variable costing income statement. So this is the basis of this whole chapter, is to calculate the income statement using variable costing. Hey, if you're new, my name is Jeff from Finally Learn, and I teach a lot of accounting and finance and a lot of financial literacy. So please like, comment, subscribe, and let's get started on this problem. So here's what we have. We have the blue company that they've produced 5,000 units, but they've only sold 4,200. So that means we have 800 units of inventory left over that we haven't sold. And our selling price is 100. We have variable cost. 3 of them are product cost, and 1 is a general and administrative cost. So that's SG&A or operating cost or G&A. And then we have 2 fixed costs. 1 is overhead and 1 is general and administrative. So our task here is to do 2 things. We're going to prepare an income statement using variable costing, and we're going to calculate what is the cost of the ending inventory using variable costing. Now, our traditional method is now called absorption costing in this chapter, and it's going to give us a little bit different income statement profit, and it give us a different cost of ending inventory. Now, just to think about what we really know about the variable costing income statement, we're going to take sales minus variable cost to get contribution margin, and then we'll take fixed cost, subtract that out, and we'll get our profit or our net income. So that's our basic template. We're going to expand it just slightly. And what I've done, I've just set up the template here so you can see we got sales, and then we'll have variable cost, and then we'll have contribution margin. So by definition, sales minus variable cost gives us contribution margin, and then we'll have our fixed cost, and that will give us net income or profit. We're assuming no taxes, so that would be net income would be fine, or profit would be fine. All right, so our sales would be the number of units times our selling price. So we're going to start with our sales of 4,200 times $100 per unit. So that's 420,000. Now our variable cost is going to be made up of the product cost and the period cost, or the cost of goods sold number and the general and administrative number, or the G&A. So our variable costs are going to be made up of all these 11, the 9, and the 6. We're going to take 4,200 times, and I'm going to start parentheses, 11 plus 9 plus 6. So there is our variable cost of producing our product. So that's our variable cost of goods sold. So that's 109,200. And our variable G&A is going to be 4,200 times the $4. Now we could have taken the 4,200 times all the variable costs, but part of it is cost of goods sold, part of it is G&A. So I'm just splitting it out so you can see it individually. So we're going to take 109 plus the 16,800, and we'll get 126,000 is our variable cost. So this section just calculates variable cost. Then our contribution margin is going to be 420,000 minus 126, and that will be 294,000. Now we need to just grab our fixed cost, and we could certainly add these 2 together, but I'm just splitting them out so you can see them individually. So our fixed MOH, our fixed overhead is 82,000, and our fixed general and administrative is 67,000. So our total fixed cost is going to be 82 plus 67 for a total of 149,000. So what we're going to do to find net income, we'll take 294 minus the 149, and we're left with 145,000 of net income. So our variable costing income statement has variable cost, sales at the very beginning, minus variable cost gives us contribution margin, minus the fix gives us net income. This is a little bit expanded, so you have 2 categories of variable and 2 categories of fixed, but it might make it easier to make sure you understand where everything goes. This is your income statement with variable costing. So the second thing they're asking us to do here is we take the units times the variable cost, and that's going to equal our ending inventory. Now, the variable cost here, the variable product cost. The variable product costs are going to be just the materials, labor, and variable MOH. So how many units do we have in ending inventory? The units in ending inventory is going to be 5,000 minus 4,200. So this is, let's call it ending inventory in units, right? So our ending inventory in units is 800, and our variable product costs are 11 plus 9 plus 6. So our cost is $26. So if we take 800 times 26, then our ending inventory is $20,800. Now, the next problem we have is going to be absorption costing, the same information. What's going to happen is our ending inventory is going to be higher because it's going to be more than just the variable product cost. We're going to add in the fixed overhead. So our ending inventory will be higher under absorption costing. But that's the next video, so stay tuned. Watch the next video, and that way you understand how to do variable versus absorption.